Day number something. 22, 23, something like that. 23, I think. Approaching a month. Wow. Wow. So, I mean, it's only a bit of time. You know, what is time? Whoa. Bit of a deep one for the morning. But it just is what it is. It's just another day. And another day feeling good. And that's pretty much what we're going to focus on. Day by day. Being aware and making the next day better. It's a good one to focus on. I like it. Oh, I know someone here. Hope so. I know she's alright. Nice dog. New place today. New little parking zone. It's it's alright. Good reception. Nice trees. Nice something to look at. Quite like it. No one really around, so I can medicate. So that was funny with the coughing yesterday, wasn't it? Oh my god. So let's see how we go today. I know what I did. I just basically schoolboyed it and took a big hit when you can't really do that with neat weed. So let's see. And also it really helped yesterday. I'm finding I smoked the same amount of bud, which was always my worry. Am I going to smoke more? So I smoked the same, but I wasn't, smoking. I smoked like 3 or 4 joints during the day, and even didn't finish one. Didn't finish. I had half. I've got a little joint holder here. Must have seen these before with a little cap on it, and that goes in there. So kind of chip it out, bang it in there, and then come back to it later. Which is what I've kind of always wanted to do. I've always thought that's cool, just to have go and then get on with your day. Obviously sitting in the van is different, but yeah, I liked it. I'm quite confident. I still think it's not optimal for me. I still think that there's a more enjoyable way. Perhaps I just need to get used to it. Maybe it's that. But either way, it was good. And I'm going to continue today. So that's good. I get my coronavirus results back soon, in 2 days, by text message. That should be interesting because I've got a sneaky suspicion that I might have had it. I was locked up, so isolated, and I had the symptoms, and a while ago, quite a while ago now, and stayed in, did everything that I was supposed to do. The taste went. I know I'm coughing now, but this isn't not that cough. It was a totally different cough. This is this cough. Had the taste went, the smell went. Fluey, really, really sick, but not like you hear reports. Just a bit of a flu. So could have been the flu, could have been that. Let's see. I'm really interested because this is another thing about my mum in particular, really, at that time. At that time, I was really down. So yeah, let's get medicated. Firstly, I hope there's happiness in the world. Come on, people. Come on, let's get happy. Let's get loving, let's get understanding, let's get connected. And let's try and understand other people. Just try and understand other people. And yeah. Yep. Happiness. Okay. You know what? Now I've just forgotten my track. So I'm going to light this. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Whoa. That was nearly one of those moments where I've lost my track. Pulled it back. Thank you, Brainzyme. Okay, so at that time I was really down, in that darkness. See, that's, I think, should be better. No coughing, hopefully. In the darkness, and it was a really bad time. I couldn't get up. I was doing a bit of, I was getting up, forcing myself to get up. you know, and about, I wasn't totally gone, but I was struggling. And then I got these symptoms, and so my mum was like pressuring me, come on, you got to get back to work, you got to get back to work, you know, really, really giving me some, or I felt some pressure. And I knew that I was getting in that van, trying to crash it, driving at speeds ridiculous down country lanes, just thinking, come on, Dobbsy, you can do this, there it is, go into it, and then pulling out at the last minute. And it happened loads of times, and there's all sorts of, you know, I'd just drive and just park and just sit there for hours, and, you know, really in a bad way. So I knew that going back to work anyway wasn't good for me. Like that, and that's the thing that people need to learn, I think, is, you know, and I'm not blaming them for that because they just don't know how to deal with it. But if they were educated a bit, or, you know, advised, then my perspective is that, you know, rather than go in with, you gotta get back to work, no, I need to be healthy, because everything else falls into place when I'm healthy. So instead of saying you got to get back to work, we're going to get you to the psychiatrist. We're making sure you're going to eat properly. Come on, we're going to get some good food into you. What supplements are you taking? What vitamins are you taking? Come on, you're not doing any exercise. Would you like to come for a walk with me? Stuff like that. Instead of get back to work, just makes it worse. So anyway, and plus the fact that I was convinced that I've had this super new virus that was out at the time, you know, and I'm concerned about it and worried about it. Because also at the time they weren't taking this seriously, and they were opening the pub when everyone was saying close it, until, you know, when the government closed it down. They were open through loopholes, like hotels didn't need to close and they have a hotel, but, you know, it was like, and they were going out to work every day when everyone was saying stay in, and I was sitting there and they were telling me to go out to work, and I had the symptoms, and it was almost like they didn't believe me, and that's what I felt. I just felt like you don't even believe that I'm sick right now, let alone mentally sick. Like, can you not see me? I've got the sweats, I cannot taste, you know, like, it really, really, oh yeah, you're talking a load of rubbish. Get back to work. Come on, you need to earn money. And it was a tough time, that feeling of not being believed, not being respected, having, you know, the suicidal thoughts that go through my mind on a minute by minute basis, and all the rest of it. That was where I am right now. So not to feel sorry for myself, because I've got myself here, but, you know, it was tough. So that ended up in I ended up in hospital, and here we go. So the results come back tomorrow or the next day, I think, within 48 hours it says. So let's see. I mean, God, in a way, I hope I've had it so that I can I've survived it, and I've got the antibodies or whatever. But also just to be able to say, you know what, guys, I really didn't appreciate that time, because look, I was sick, and like look at me now, and mentally, in comparison to that time, and you can see that hopefully you can see that that's a sickness, but not many people can, even though they've had so many years experience with this, with other members of the family, etc. So yeah, hopefully put a line under that one for myself, because things like that just weigh on my mind all the time. I never forget things like that, you know. And I think about things like that all the time, and I think about things that, like, miscellaneous people, not miscellaneous people, it's terrible, but, you know, but people I'd, like, there was a doctor, a mental health caseworker who I went to see, who lives locally. And while I was in the meeting, in a bad place, she started talking about how terrible my parents' pub is. The food, you know, the decor, everything. Which, I mean, I'm not personally too bothered about that, because I don't particularly like their pub either. I mean, there you go, said it. just don't like. I just don't think it's nice. Anyway, but nevertheless, she kind of sat there and talked and dissed it and mocked it and for a while and told me the reasons why and really went into it. And I was like, is there any need for that? Firstly, and secondly, all right, thanks for your opinion, but I'm actually not in a great place right now. So that negativity and that attack on my parents isn't doing me any good. Please know your audience. You're supposed to be a professional. Anyways, that's how I felt about that one, and I'm even thinking about it today, and that was like 5 months ago. I just think, why did she need to feel the need to tell me that? Like, you know, I don't know. I guess I just may be taking it too personally, too sensitively. Maybe it's the time, because I probably wouldn't. Now in this frame of mind, I'd be like, I mean, I was at the time. Yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I was just like, the thing about it was like, I'm struggling here, and you're kind of putting that on me as an added thing to think about. Like, why would you do that? Anyway, yes, I struggle with things like that. Things I don't know what people mean, or I think I know what they mean, but they can't mean that. So I have to find a way to justify their thought or understand it. So I don't know. Whatever it is, it plays on my things like that play on my mind forever and ever. Really, I can think of times years ago where I still think of things. So one to just watch and maybe just be honest at the time. Try and be aware and say, I'm really sorry, but can you keep your opinions to yourself on that one, because that's not really affecting my mental state. And that could have been she didn't know how I was feeling. That's the problem with mental health. So just trying to be aware of myself and try and not let people get to me. I think that's the one. So I've got a nice little day planned today. I spoke to Mila a second ago, which was nice. Yeah, it's going to be a nice day. It's a lovely weather. And yeah, I had an idea a nice idea to get one of my projects underway, which is like a new stage one. So the original stage one goes to stage 2. So I need to speak to Patrick about that. So I will be soon, and that's gonna. I think it's a nice approach. It's a cheap approach. It's a sensible approach. It's got good. It's going to form a good basis for anything for the future, for phase 2, let's say. Yeah, quite excited to develop that one. So I'll be thinking about that today. So yeah, let's leave it there. Here's to my baby Mila. I'm coming for you. I am literally coming for you, because flights may be open soon. Papa's doing okay, so I can I can get a flight, and baby, we're gonna have some cuddles soon. So don't be too sad. Okay, keep your head up, keep your heart strong, and keep your mind set. Namaste.